So there were 4 issues which I had mentioned before. First was jittery fueling, which is completely gone, so good job FuelX on that front. Second issue was low end torque. I would say neutral on that front, because I don't feel FuelX is meant for that, but it is kind of, you know, doing its job, improving the fueling, and that's the reason I guess a lot of users feel the low end torque has improved. So I would say very kind of marginal improvements in terms of low end torque, so you'll definitely feel more comfortable. Third issue was quick shifter. I don't see any improvements over there. So quick shifter is kind of you know, dicey with this bike, so it works sometimes, it doesn't work sometimes. However, what I've done is, I'll show you that in a bit, I have kind of found a workaround. So what you need to do is keep the bike above 2000 rpm and then use the quick shifter, so that way it actually works smoothly without, you know, meddling with the accelerator. So you need to keep the RPMs constant. Now if I try quick shifting, it will give me a jerk. You see, it gave a jerk, but then the RPMs need to be about 2000 to, you know, make the quick shifter work. Okay, so the fourth problem was heating, which is why I kind of didn't end the video. So I'll be riding this bike for a couple of kilometers now. I don't know, it was raining yesterday. I'm not sure my favorite patch of soft roading, what's the condition of that, but then we'll need to kind of check, but let's see. I'll be able to kind of, you know, talk about heating only after testing on that patch. Okay, so I've kind of ridden for 6 kilometers or so, and I'm heading towards the patch which I said, kind of soft roading patch. Well, not this one, this is also kind of a soft roading patch, but then this is still a road, so can't call it soft roading or off-roading. It's still a road, a major road, which is not in good condition. Yeah, the reason I switched on the video over here was this is the situation where I'm using my clutch a lot, staying in first and second gears, slow speeds, so the engine kind of tends to heat a lot in this situation, and that's what I wanted to check. Now of course there's no scientific method or apparatus to kind of test. I don't own one to test the actual heat. It's all going to be on my before and after. This is a dangerous patch over here. No one follows rules. There's no divider in between, so need to be a little bit cautious while riding. Okay, this guy is entering without any indicators, so this is how it works on this patch. A little bit different to the actual residential area where we stay, but everything has a catch. The area where we stay is crowded, and making vlogs is a little bit difficult over there. Lots of noise, so you need to head over to a silent patch a little bit out of the city. Oh god, something's happened over here. Lots of glass pieces broken on the road. Not good for the tires, but it is what it is. Fine, let me quickly try to reach that patch before it actually starts raining. I don't see it's going to rain heavily, but then there are dark clouds over there, so I guess it's going to drizzle. Okay. I'm kind of afraid of dogs, so not really a dog person. So I don't ride on this patch at nights. Like, dogs go crazy in the night. So this is the patch. The engine has started heating for sure, but usually it used to heat in the patch where there was kind of traffic, where I got stuck, but then it didn't heat there. But now it has started showing some signs of heat, and I'll tell you how I kind of test the heat. I don't know if this dog, it doesn't seem to be a Rottweiler, but then let's see. Feels like a mix between a local and a, what do we call? Am I pronouncing it right? Rottweiler. Okay, it doesn't want to join me. Fine, I'll move ahead. Okay, so this is the patch I actually love a lot to test this bike. It's a bit secluded. I don't know how much time it would stay that way. You see, all that area is developing like nothing. A lot of concrete jungle around, but at least let's enjoy this patch while it stays. I don't see a lot of water accumulated, which is a good thing. Okay, so this is actually what I call soft roading. Now, a lot of Indians would say this is off-road, but this is not off-road. There is a road, it's not off-road. I call this soft roading. This is actual soft roading. And I just wanted to test what does FuelX do in these kind of situations. So as I said, I don't see a noticeable difference in terms of changing gears. If you're seeing, I don't know if you're observing, first and second frequent gear changes need to be done no matter what on this bike. So you need to live with that and get used to. My hack is, on this bike I didn't use half clutch a lot. If you see, I'm constantly using clutch over here. I didn't use it because of that big bike syndrome. I thought it would kind of burn my clutch plate and all. On the smaller bike, the 135cc bike, I used a lot of clutch, and then I realized my behavior and why I'm facing these issues at low RPMs. So now just tackling this road a bit, and then I'll talk. I'm using clutch a lot, and that seems to have resolved the issue quite a bit. So of course I can't use the second gear in these situations for sure, but then what I can do because of FuelX is I can hover in low RPMs on these roads. So that's something which I'm happy about. FuelX doesn't come cheap, so it's a good amount of investment, like 5,000-6,000 rupees. So I was really bothered or a bit concerned that the major issue wouldn't get resolved, but two of the major issues have been resolved, I guess. Sorry, one of the two major issues have been resolved. That's the fueling, the G3 fueling. Right, so I can kind of also saddle at this, but not an expert, so I'm not doing that much. Maybe some other day when the rain gods are forgiving and this patch dries a bit. Now, as of now, it's a little bit unpredictable. Extremely dry in some cases, as you see, and then in certain places it's like damp and wet, which of course is dangerous. So I kind of need to drive slowly over here. Now I'm not sure how I am going to tackle this one. A little bit dangerous. Let's see if there's a workaround. Everything seems the same here. Okay, let's see something over here. Okay, someone has tried this already. Traction controller is on. Let's see. So the best thing is just go straight. You see, it feels dry, but it isn't. It's mushy, and that is what I'm a little bit afraid of. It feels dry, and you ride over it, and then the bike skids. And that's the reason I don't want to take a lot of risks, and I'll tell you why. The problem is I'm not wearing any safety gears. You see, the reason I said I'm going to do a heat test was because of this. I'm just wearing normal floaters or loafers, whatever they call it. So floaters, I guess I call it floaters, so that I can actually, when I keep my foot over here, I can actually experience what kind of heat the engine is dissipating. So that's the reason I kind of wanted to come here, but then I think I'm going to end up getting dirty. Anyways, there's no other option now. There's no going back. Where do I move? Okay, let's just see if the bike goes here. I have my own doubts it would kind of go. Okay, let's say let's do the off-road mode a bit and see if that makes a difference. So the ABS kind of is So how do I do it? Okay, it's in the slush. As I said, I doubt it's going to come out. Okay, fun off-roading. This is what I wanted, and it's done. Okay, the off-road mode actually works for sure. You see that? What's happened? That's bad. I wanted off-roading to test the FuelX. I got it. At least not in real sense, but at least in terms of getting yourself dirty. Okay. I don't think while coming I'm going to take this patch. It's a little bit dicey. Yeah, so there's another problem emerging, which obviously I'll need to check with the service center. When you use the clutch, it kind of stalls. That stalling issue is there. That is something which we'll need to check with the service center. Maybe an update, or they were saying there was an update or something, but then let's see if there's an update at all. So anyways, done with the soft roading, tested the scenario, and as I said, a lot of smoothness in terms of fueling, but then luckily I also came across this stalling issue, which is something I will need to discuss with the service center. So this is what the situation is like. Anyways, so I'm just switching the bike off, and we'll try to wash myself first. Okay, yeah, have a look at the bike. Everything's black, but that wheel is kind of painted in mud. Yes, that is how it is when it comes to off-roading. You see that green plug over there? So that is the FuelX plugs, which I've kept exposed so that I can do the before and after test. Start the motor. Anyways, I'm going to have to take a bath anyways. Just usually it's not recommended to use the borewell water, but then there's not much we can do now. Just need to get rid of that slush. The after installation experience, as I said, first one was to wash my hands as well. First problem was jittery fueling, which is completely resolved. The bike feels more planted, more inspiring, more confidence inspiring, and more smoother than before. Second thing was issue with the low end torque. I would stay neutral with that. Not much of an improvement that you can kind of boast about it, like the other YouTubers are kind of boasting. So low end torque, marginal improvements as such, and it kicks in only in certain scenarios. Third issue was the kind of quick shifter. Nothing much over there. See, the workaround, as I said, is to keep the bike above 2000 rpms, and then it will work smoothly. Anything below that is dicey. Fourth problem was the heat, which I said, again, marginal improvements. I used to kind of feel that engine heat at the point where I stood in the traffic, so it didn't heat there. But then when I went on this soft roading patch, it started heating. So I don't know how much difference FuelX makes in terms of heating, but that is fine. But anyways, I'll kind of counter argue in terms of people calling these major problems. First thing is fueling. Of course, that was a kind of major problem which FuelX resolves. So there's an solution for that. Second was torque. Low end torque, which I said it differs from people to people. My riding style, I use clutch a lot in city traffics, so don't face much of an issue over there. But yeah, people who are more experienced might have issues with that. So haven't been able to find much of a solution to that. The third issue was quick shifter. Again, solution workaround, keep the rpms above 2000, and it works like a charm. The fourth issue was heating. not much of a problem. As I said, if you're wearing proper riding gears, it should not be an issue. So I kind of do my floater test for all the bikes when I kind of test these bikes. So I'm not especially when I'm riding in the city, so I don't wear any gears to understand the kind of heat that the engine emits. So that's it. That was a quick summary, and I guess I'll be ending the video here. See you in the next one.